My name is Alastair Whatley, and I'm playing Jay in this production of Three Men in a Boat.
Tell me what drew you to the role.
Well, fortunately, Craig, the director, and I are working very closely together, so he sort of gave the role to me, which was rather nice. But actually, I think he gave it to me because he feels, rightly or wrongly, that I'm quite similar to Jay. In fact, a note session the other day, he just said, "Jay is you." So that was a helpful note. Just be myself. So that's my character. It's sort of a variation of me. And I think he means all the bad qualities, like being arrogant and slightly self-important and narcissistic, which of course is not true at all. But anyway, that's what he said. So he gave it to me because I'm very similar to the character. Well, as well as acting in this production, I also run the original theatre company. It's my company. And we've toured now for 7 years. This is show number 14. So it's all of which have toured all over the country, some very extensively, some quite extensively. And in fact, we tour nearly all the year. Last year we've done 3 shows. This is show number 4. And we play hundreds of towns, hundreds of theatres, hundreds of dates. And why we do it is, it's just sort of a mission, if you like, to try and take as many shows to as many people as possible and make sure those shows are fantastic. It's a very difficult time to be touring. People's pockets aren't as deep as they were. And so it's really exciting for us to be able to take really great productions and try and find them as wide and diverse an audience as possible. So this tour takes us from far north of St Andrews up in Scotland, right down to the south coast to Poole and to Eastbourne, where we are rehearsing at the moment. So it really is a diverse, fascinating experience. We meet loads of different people, lots of different, very diverse theatres, and it's a really fascinating way to kind of see the country and to meet lots of different people. Any fears I have coming into the role? Well, that's an interesting one. So Jay is quite an eponymous character. He is a literary great, if you like. Three Men in a Boat is a very popular book, and our social networking, Twitter and Facebook, are full of people who've got lots of opinions and can't wait to see it. So there's a big part of me that's sort of worried about whether I'll live up to all their expectations. It's a bit like taking on a Macbeth or a King Lear in that respect, although the role's very different, but there's a weight of expectation. So I'm sort of hoping that I will fulfill or exceed some of the expectations for the role anyway. But also it's challenging because there's a lot of singing. We're kind of putting a lot of musical dancing and singing, and it's not something I've done a lot of. There's harmony singing, some complex dance steps, and that's me right out of my comfort zone. So it's been lovely to work with Lucy, our choreographer, and Tim Van Eycken, who's the musical supervisor, kind of working on these things and sort of using my voice in a different way and my body in a different way. They call me the cuckoo because I've got a very long body with long arms, and sometimes I'm not as in control of them as I should be. So it's a really good discipline for me to learn on this tour, and something that's different to anything I've ever done. So big challenges, and hopefully I'll live up to everyone's expectations.
And finally, have you got any final thoughts?
Final thoughts? Well, I'll say that this show is, I mean, we've got quite high expectations for it. It's the first time we've ever commissioned a writer, Craig, to come in. And it's based, obviously, on the book by Jerome, K. Jerome, but it's very much Craig's voice. And he's really done something incredible with it. It's staged as a play within a play, and it fits somewhere between 39 Steps and sort of the reduced Shakespeare company with a bit of Oscar Wilde thrown in. So it's sort of a really interesting genre that he's almost creating for us. And it's just full of so much at the moment. There's so much densely packed in it into a kind of quite a tight running time. It only runs for about 2 hours with an interval. So there's an awful lot in it. And I think it's going to be really exciting the next few weeks. We're currently about halfway through our rehearsals here in Eastbourne, and it's really coming together. So watch this space, but I think we might be on the verge of something quite extraordinary.